Well, about 2 months later and an absolute mess in the house, I finally got the tank going. This is the 50-gallon SeaClear acrylic tank, and everything is working great. This is the first time I've plumbed a reef tank to this extent, and luckily there's no leaks, so I'm happy about that. And sadly, that's it for the 25-gallon lagoon, but as you can see, everything that was in there is in here, and it actually filled the whole tank up. Actually had an incident in the 25-gallon lagoon where the main pump had the hose pop off of the return nozzle, and it started squirting and splashing water all over my couch and the walls, and it spilled out a couple gallons. Luckily, I woke up in time to catch it in the act, and the bad thing is that it started pumping in fresh water from the auto top off, and the alkalinity dropped also, and just a couple of acros kind of didn't look too good after that for the last couple of weeks, but they seem to be bouncing back, and everything in this tank is doing good so far. I just finished it up a couple days ago, haven't gotten around to the video until now, so I'll take you around and show you what I got going on. I got the Sea Ray 200 by Cobalt light on here, and it's doing really well. The mount that it came with, the factory mount, I will say is complete garbage. It actually sags real bad and is very limited on the adjustability of it. So I couldn't get it just right mounted over the tank, so I ended up using the aqua illumination mount and using the factory hanging kit for the Cobalt, and just rigged this up, and I think it looks all right. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think it kind of looks cool. I haven't seen anything quite like that, but I think it will do it for now because I can't really come up with another option, and I'm not going to drill any holes in my ceiling. I'm absolutely against that. Take you around to the plumbing. Let's see here. Yep, you'll see here that I do have a ball valve and a gate valve right next to each other. That is because underneath in the sump area, I did not have room for this anywhere. I kept trying to figure out how to do it, but I just couldn't do a good job, so I figured I would just do this. And I left the ball valve because it is a ball valve / union together, so I didn't want to have that union removed, and I didn't have an extra union, so at the end of it all, it works out and it's functional. And here's the Eclipse M, the Eshopps Eclipse M overflow box, and it's doing pretty good. Had to cover it partially. Hopefully I don't have any issues, but I do have a little slot I can get into, and I could possibly get in from this side to the other side if I have to get in there and remove anything. Hopefully not. But yeah, it's pretty quiet. I'm happy with the sound level of the tank. It does have a hum from the larger pump and everything to be expected, but it's almost right there at the same level as the 25-gallon lagoon itself, seeing that the skimmer is extra quiet because it's all submerged into the sump. So let's go ahead and take a look down there in the sump here. So I got the skimmer going. The skimmer's doing great. It's already broken in. It didn't take it long at all. I don't have a large opening in the stand for this sump, which is a negative, but all in all, I'm making it work. So it's got a little bit of splashing noise from the sump, but it's very manageable. It's probably on par with the Eshopps series sumps. And this is a Trigger Systems, the Emerald series, I believe, the smallest one I could get. And it's fairly large for this tank, but I know that can't hurt. And got a little ball of Chaeto in there, and I have some C-Chem Matrix and denitrate down here, and I put them in those little filter bags, so when I have to do any cleanup, I can just grab those right out of there. And hopefully the Chaeto will do good. Got this light, it's pretty bright, so everything should be okay on that front. And I got the Jebao DC 4000 pump, and that's doing really well. It's at about 3/10 of its maximum power, so it's, you know, nowhere near the full power, and it's Let me try to squeeze in here. It's got a nice little steady flow in there, and a nice flow coming out of the return nozzle and the actual tank. But all in all, everything going on, I'm pretty pleased with it. The acrylic tank, I have cleaned it. I've been using the Tunzi Care Magnet, and so far it has not scratched the tank. So that is good news. That was my biggest concern, was how am I going to clean not the glass, but the acrylic without scratching it. And I hate using those, you know, like the MagFlow Velcro type ones, because they catch sand, and that will 100% scratch the tank. So I kept trying to find the magnetic blade scraper, kind of like the Flipper and the Tunzi, and the Tunzi actually was the only one with the plastic blades, and so that one's actually working well. I've actually cleaned the acrylic twice since then. All the coral doing good so far right now. So basically, you know, it's not a good idea to disrupt the ecosystem, which I have done, moving everything over. But so far they're good. I'm just going to keep an eye on everything. I got a few pounds more of some dry rock, and I got to cure it, and I'm going to put it in there, and I'm going to try not to add so much rock work this time. Like the 25 gallon was just so limited in space, and it was just full of rocks. I mean, it's hard to believe that I actually fit all of this in that 25 gallon lagoon. And I was doing something good. I mean, when I put these rocks in here, you can see these birds' nests. I mean, they're the size of 2 fists right there. These things were growing. I didn't realize they were that big until I got them in this tank. But they're doing great. And I got a few new fish right there, and I have a little baby, or like kind of like a 5-year-old kind of child, but yellow tang. He's not baby, but he's pretty small, so he's got some time in this tank until he gets big, and I'll find him a new home. Always wanted one of those, but seeing I've always had those Pico Nano tanks, was very limited on options. And I got a coral banded shrimp, and he's there just chilling out. He is cool. I like him. I kind of got a little bit tired of the regular cleaner shrimps and fire shrimps. Decided to go with something else. No new coral, but that will come later when I know the tank is established again, because I think I've outdone it with the coral already. So that's it. In the later videos, I'll make some more detailed reviews about the light, and later down the line about the actual acrylic tank and how it's doing, and scratches and whatnot, and the sump and the skimmer later down the line, a full, 60-day or something like that review. And I'll show you guys this. I'm sure this is a problem in the hobby, but here is my mess of wiring. I have a plan for that, and everything came in, and I'm gonna take care of this weekend, and hopefully that works out. And I think you guys might like what I have in planned, as long as it goes as planned. I absolutely don't know what to do with wires. I'm terrible at them. So I'm gonna unplug everything and redo it nice and neat and strap together. And I'll update on that when I get it good, as long as I'm satisfied with it. But that is it. The tank, and it is looking good. I'm happy with it. It was a lot more work than I thought it would be, so next time I know what I'm getting into. This time I wasn't too sure, but it did take a bit of work. You had to wait for every part to come in, and some of it was late, and you couldn't start without that part. So I mean, it took a good probably 2 months to get this whole thing together. But that's it. And there's an absolute mess over there of boxes. Got to figure out what to do with those boxes now. Kind of don't shop in stores as much, and nothing but boxes keep coming to the house. Yeah, that is it. So I'll be shooting another video in the next couple days with the updates. So stay tuned. Alright guys, see you next time.